Hello guys, in this video I am showing how to set up a domain controller or a new domain or a secondary server to an existing domain. So for this purpose I am using a VirtualBox VM. So once you log into the Windows Server 2012 R2, click on this server manager shortcut on the taskbar. So it will open this. Then click on this add roles and features. Click on next, next, next. Our machine name is selected here. So in this one, you need to select Active Directory Domain Services. And when you get this prompt, click on Add Features. Then, if you want to manage assigning the IP addresses also to the other machines in the network, you can use DHCP Server. Then, if the prompt is the name limit is more than the expected one, so but just ignore that. You will get a shrink tone. And I want to manage DNS server also on the same machine, so I'm selecting this. Okay, that's it. I required only these features. Click on next, 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 and install. The installation is in progress. Let me pause the video and continue once the installation is complete because it is taking some time. Now the installation is complete. You can click on close. Then I need to do some configurations in the machine. If you see here, promote this to domain controller. Click on this one. Let's do the domain part first. Add a new domain to an existing forest. Add a domain controller to an existing. Add a new forest because I don't have any existing domain. Let's say testing.com. If you see, if I keep the forest and domain functional level as server 2012 or 2, the previous machines like server 2003, those cannot connect to this network. But if I change back to server 2008, what happens is server 2008, because server 2003 support itself it is not giving. What happens is the latest features which are implemented in server 2012 won't be available. So let's keep this only server 2012 R2, as many of the users are not using server 2008 now. Let me give a password for this. A delegation for DNS server cannot be created because okay, no problem. You can configure DNS later. This is the name. The .com is shrinked here, nothing else. Click on install. Ignore the warnings. In the meanwhile, I can configure DHCP also while it is running. Okay, let me do it after this completes. Now you can see it is showing the domain name when I'm trying to log in, and it is asking to reset it. It's a domain machine now. Let me do my remaining parts. Click on this DHCP server. It's done. Now let's go to this DHCP server. Double click this. Click on DHCP manager. Right click, not double click. You can see IPv4 address because we are still not using IPv6 address. Go to the server option, policies, printers, allow. Right click on this, click on new scope, and we can mention IP range or some other name whichever you want. Here I can provide the. Here what happens is as it is a domain controller, the IP address is set uh, as a static one. I mean, because it is a DHCP server, not as a domain controller. If you double click it, see, still not set. Once I start this, it will get. Keep the starting IP address as 192.168 or your own range like 192, let's say some 150, 192, 150, Let's say I need only 100 IP addresses. That's 100 here, and let's keep 1 here and 0 to 100. That is enough. Host ID is not 0. Let's keep it 1 because 0 will be given to the host. This is exclusion list. I don't want to exclude anything. And least time is 8 hours, so that once this 8 hours time is completed, that machine's IP address will be regenerated for any machine which we give. I'm not adding to any router. Um, mm, Let me see the IP address of my machine. No, I didn't use any IP address, so that's what is showing 150. Let me as an IP address here. Into 151, and let me keep 1 for this. And let me reconfigure my server manager scope. Keep it 2 so that it won't be as in. So now my IP address is you can see it's 150, 0 and 1 and 1. Now let me add a VM to that machine. This is the work group now. I'm adding this VM to the machine. As it is taking some time, let me pause the video. Now I have connected to a Windows 7 machine. It's in work group. You can see that in properties, advanced settings, computer name. You can see it's in a work group. So if I want to change the computer name, I can change here. Now I want to change from work group to domain. Before that, let me check whether and it's in rigid network. So let me change that to internal network first, so that both will be in the same network. See, the adapter is disconnected. Let it get it. Once it is connected back, as both the machines, the AD and this one, are in the same network, it will get the IP address from the DHCP server which I have created now. Let me see it. See, it's got the second IP address, 192.168, 1 and 1. It's not new. Sorry, 150, not 168. It's pinging the domain controller. Ping testing.com. It's not accessing, but still I can join the domain with this. See, the domain credentials. I mean, any domain users. I mean, domain admin. Let's try testing.com. Could not be contacted. Let's keep on testing and try again. Okay, I changed the password. I forgot. Let me try with the new password. It's a change in the AD. Now it will connect. Attempt to. Okay, I need to set the DNS server also. Forgot. As we got some error, it's not able to pick the DNS server. Let me keep manually here. Now let me bring testing.com and see. It's able to. And the modified password. Now it's connected to the domain. Restart the machine now. Now while logging in, it will ask for the domain credentials. So in the meanwhile, instead of using the domain admin, let me create one more user there. Stop providing this highest privileged user. I need to use server manager. That's what it's shown. This one, manage, the tools, active directory, users and computers. This testing.com, click on the users. You can create a new user here. Let's keep user one. That is enough. And keep user one the same name and password. For security reasons, you can tell the user to change during the first login, or you can skip that. Or you can set user to cannot change the password also. Now it's only a normal user. If you want this user to be having admin rights in whatever machine he logged in the domain, you can add this user to the domain administrators. By default, he will be in the domain users. I mean, it's DHCP users. You see, by default, he is available. You can add him to domain admins so that he will get admin rights in whichever machine you logged in. Or if you want to give the user the admin rights only on that particular machine, you can add that user in the admin group of that machine in the LUS or NGR.MSC. can see the controller delete came. Uh, this one it's trying to log in with the previous user, I mean the local user. Instead of that, I can join in the domain. It will show the domain name here. If you keep dot backslash, it will show the machine name. Remove it, it will show the domain name. User one is the created user there, right? Now it is still a limited user because I didn't add it to the domain users and not even in the local admin group. So that's why when I click and run as administrators, it won't start directly. Oops, administrators. If I try to add him here, you see, I'll get error as access denied. So that's why run as slash user administrator slash user username. Okay. Like this. So now it launched 10 minutes and with the user. Now let me open this. Testing. Okay. It's trying to access network password. To see whether it is a valid user. So I've got that because I'm trying to access it with a local user. That's why. Now is a domain admin. Once I log off login, you will get that index. One more thing I want to show you. It got the IP address here, right? So if you go to the server manager, it will show in the leases section. In the DHCP server, I mean options. Go to the DHCP here and I click on DHCP manager. Address leases. You can see this machine got added to this one and this particular IP address. These are got connected to the domain, and there is no internet to this. If you want internet, you can just add one more network adapter to this when it is powered up. And thanks for watching this video.